Welcome everyone to my channel Simply Magical, where I'll teach you how to code in Python. Now, uh, let's start learning what is Python, what it is basically used for, and why are we selecting Python language. There are many languages like C, C Sharp, Java, etc. But not them. And why Python? Because Python is a very easy language which can be easily learned by the beginners. Its syntax is simple and the code which is written is very much readable. Now, in today's world, Python is used for many different applications where it can be used for machine learning, for creating or developing games. Now after after understanding the importance of Python, let's start learning it. I will teach you here right from introduction till the further development of any games, etc., where the Python will be completely utilized and become uh, you will cross the beginner to advanced level. Okay, so if you have not still liked or subscribed to my channel, subscribe it for further upcoming lessons and the videos. Now let's start learning Python. For Python, the interpreter which we'll be using is the Anaconda. Install Anaconda. What you'll have to do is open any of your browser, then type Anaconda here, and whatever you'll get first, Anaconda website, open it. Okay, in the products, click on the individual edition. Here, after going below, click on the download button. Here you will directed into, you can select any Anaconda for Windows, for Mac, Linux, and select any of the installer which you want, and hence this Anaconda it will be installed. The Now I have it installed. So let's go to the Anaconda. Here you have different options like using a Jupyter notebook or using a spider environment. I prefer using Jupyter notebook because here you can see the output just within a fraction of seconds, and it's quite easy. It's quite easier to be familiarized for you guys. So let it launch. On the new button, click on Python 3. Here you will open a new terminal where you can write your codes. Now, for a programmer, there are some things which have to be understood by the programmer. There are some basic things. Like suppose if 1, 2, what is it? It's an integer. And if we write a, it's a character. Now, there is the thing which you know, a decimal number. It is called as float. Means any number which has a decimal point included in it, it is included in a float category. In Python, if suppose you are writing a number, it's an integer. But if you are writing it in inverted string, whether it be a number, it will be considered as a string. If suppose you want to write a series of characters, so this has to be written in a string. Okay, now if you run here, the output it is printed here, or the shortcut key is shift plus enter. The difference between a character and integer, it is integer and character has been explained. Now suppose if a value of 10 I want to assign here. Okay, I've assigned 10 value to a, which means the value 10 it is stored in a character named a. Now, uh, is it a variable or a constant? Of course, it is variable, because if I write here a is equals to 4, now it has been it has been replaced. Now, do you want to see how? After a, if I write print here, for printing anything, we can write the value print. Okay, so the value of a here is 10. Now if suppose if I want to print the value of a here, now the value of a has been changed to 4, which can happen only in case of variables. Now if suppose to give you an example of uh, constant, suppose the value of pi, you know that the value of pi, it is constant, which is 3.1422 by 7. So if we suppose import, there are some different libraries in Python which can be used. Now you are importing maths library which has, now from maths library we want the value of so after printing the value we get a constant value. This value can't be changed, so this is a constant value which we are getting here. Okay, now the most important thing for a programmer is that any programmer likes to type a first program which is mostly the hello world. You're printing out the hello world is quite easy. Just the syntax is print, then open, then the brackets. Now in inverted commas, whatever you write, it becomes a string that will be printed as it is. And suppose hello world. So now this is a string, and when I print it, okay, hello world has been printed here. Now there, you might be asking what is the difference between a, wondering what is the difference between a string and a normal. Suppose h is equals to, suppose I'll write here Henry. Suppose h is equals to Henry. Okay, now if I want to know the type of what is h, so type h. So here I'll get to know that oh, h is a string. Now suppose r is equals to, I'll write a number and I want to understand the type of r. What is its data type? And it's an integer. Now similarly, if you want to find out a float number, then t, what is the type of t? We'll get here, it will be a float number. Now the difference between us, suppose e is equals to 20, e is equals to 23. Now in print, if you just print e, what will be printed? The value 23, because you are printing the value which is stored in e. But instead, if you write print in inverted commas e, so what you are telling the computer to do is that print this character e which is written in this inverted commas. Hence e will be printed out here. Okay. So now performing the basic mathematical operations like 2 plus 3, just printing out you will get the answer 5. And subtracting, suppose 45 minus 7. Subtraction is also easier method here. Then 3 multiplied by 4, you will get the answer 12. Now in division, suppose you have 45 divided by 2. So here in this type of division, even the decimal points value is being included. But you only, but suppose if you want only an integer value and want to eliminate the decimal point, so just suppose 45. Here the decimal point will be completely eliminated. Suppose there might be cases you will require what is the remainder of a particular division. So suppose 67, then you can use a modulus operator, which when divided you'll get the remainder. Suppose 56 modulus 12, what is the remainder? It's 8. So in this way you can get a remainder. There are two boolean operators like the true or the false. True means a value which is right, true. And suppose is 6 equals to 6, is it equal? Then yes, true. Then is 7 equals to 2? False, it is not equal to 7. Now this Python, it is case sensitive. Now suppose you write time, is it equal to the time which is written in a caps lock, uppercase? Is it equal? No, it's not equal, because Python, it is a case sensitive language. So even if you are typing the same words but in some different case, so it won't recognize it and it will give you a false output. Now taking inputs from the user. Now suppose, now you want, what is your favorite color? You want to ask what is your what is your favorite color? This is the syntax for taking the input. So here I'll write blue, okay. So my favorite color is blue. Now suppose what if I want, and this blue it is, now if you want to find out the type of what the type is, it is integer string. So you can find out that it is a string. Now suppose if you want to do something like calculation sort of things, you want to take the input from the user that okay, what's your age, then I'll add 2 to your age. So what you will do is u equals to integer of input. Okay, what's your age? So here what the whatever I'll give a input, it will be stored in the form of an integer which I can use for further my calculations. Suppose I'll store a value of p is equals to 34. Now I want to perform some calculations that I want to add the value of my age plus this value. What will I get? So I'll get 46. So this was my desired output. Suppose we are having name is equals to Henry. So this is a string given here. Now you want to store some 325. There are words. Now what you are trying to do is that this is an integer, but you will like to convert it to a string. So how you can convert string? Word. So now this has been converted into a string. This word has been converted into a string. Okay guys, so this was a basic tour of whatever things will need for basic Python program. The further videos will learn more about some different data types, different data structures which are needed. Till then, keep practicing, and if you have any doubts, just let me know in the comment section. For further tutorials, click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon there. Okay, thank you.